Our planet Earth is heading towards the meteor swarm that could have caused the Tunguska event of 1908, and scientists are explaining to us over the next several months, planet could be closer to the encounter with the Taurid meteor swarm, and it will be the closest that we've been to the center of the meteor swarm since 1975. And we don't have an encounter this close again until the year 2032. For astronomers, it's really a big deal, and hopefully there will be no danger to our Earth during this passing. There are, though, some scientists that are absolutely convinced that the Tunguska explosion of 1908, which flattened some 80 million trees in Russia, was caused by an object from the Taurid meteor swarm. And as we'll see, the last part of a couple of years ago marks the point where we're closest to the center of the meteor swarm, so it will be when the risk would have been greater. According to CBS News, our planet will approach within 30 million kilometers of the center of the Taurid swarm. And they said that the approach within 30 million kilometers of the Taurid swarm, that would be Earth's closest encounter since the swarm of 1975, the best viewing opportunity we'll have until the early 2030s. 30 million kilometers may sound like a great distance, but in astronomical terms, it's not far at all. And it's important to remember that distance is measured from the exact center of the meteor swarm. There are some scientists that are convinced that giant rocks from this meteor swarm have been responsible for multiple, quote, once per 1,000-year catastrophic events on Earth, end quote, in the past. And this is what Forbes explains in their comment. They write, the remnants of a comet, as Earth orbits the sun, its orbital path often goes through dust and debris left by comets, with matter no bigger than a grain of sand, bursting into Earth's atmosphere and burning up as shooting stars. Mostly, they're harmless, but the Taurid swarm is an exceptional large cloud of debris, probably from comet 2P Encke, that scientists think may be responsible for some once per 1,000 years catastrophic events on Earth. The Taurid complex giant comet hypothesis proposes that a giant comet fragmented in the inner solar system, this is the planets of Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars, that's the inner solar system, producing dust and small near-Earth objects, NEOs, including 2P Encke and other asteroids still present today. Among the observational evidence is increased fireball shooting star activity when the Earth gets close to the Taurid swarm, and increased impacts on the Moon as well. This is one of the latest pictures that we have of the Taurid meteor swarm over Norway, and this is by Marianas, December 4th, 2020, over Skibont, Norway, and you can see how bright it is. Kindly support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box. So concerning the Tunguska event of 1908 in Russia, it's now widely believed that the enormous object that exploded over Russia June 30th, 1908, was from the Taurid meteor swarm. And if you're not familiar with Tunguska, this is some information about it from Wikipedia. Early estimates of the energy of the airburst range from 10 to 15 megatons of TNT to 30 megatons of TNT, depending on the exact height of burst estimated when the scaling laws from the effects of nuclear weapons are employed. However, modern supercomputer calculations that include the effect of the object's momentum find that more of the energy was focused downwards than would be the case from a nuclear explosion, and estimate that the airburst had an energy range from 3 to 5 megatons of TNT. 15 megatons estimate represents an energy of about 1,000 times greater than that of the atomic bomb dropped on Hiroshima Japan, roughly equal to that of the United States Castle Bravo. Ground-based thermonuclear detonation, March 1st, 1954, and about one-third that of Soviet Union's Tsar bomb explosion, 30th October 1961. It's estimated that the Tunguska explosion knocked down some 80 million trees over an area of 830 square miles, and that the shock wave from the blast would have measured about 5 magnitude on the Richter scale of an earthquake. So it's interesting to note that Tunguska event happened during the last week of June 1908, and right now researchers are telling us that the last week of June will be the occasion with high probability of Tunguska-like collisions or near misses. Researchers from University of New Mexico and Western Ontario warn we can have similar catastrophic events. Now, of course, nobody is saying that something like that will happen, but we should not completely dismiss the threat either. So, scientists have discovered a new branch of the Taurid meteor stream that could pose a major risk to Earth, with asteroids up to 1,000 feet wide flying past us every few years. So these are huge pieces. If a 1,000-foot asteroid hit our planet tomorrow, we would be talking about the sort of civilization-changing event that scientists are warning about. Scientists tell us that it is far more likely that there will be some sort of impact in 2032. In November 2032, Earth will pass through the Taurid swarm, the cloud of debris from comet 2P-NK that makes bright, brilliant fireballs when it's gravelly particles, like very debris, like gravel particles occasionally hit Earth's atmosphere. Previous encounters with swarm in 2005 and 2015 produced showers of bright meteors observed around the world. The 1975 swarm contacted the moon as well, making Apollo seismic sensors ring with evidence of objects hitting the lunar surface. If forecasters are correct, we're in for a similar activity in about 13 years, 2032. So we simply don't know when the next meteor impact, which would cause a catastrophic event on Earth, will happen. But scientists assure us that they'll keep on happening. Giant rocks go whizzing by our planet on a continual basis, and much of the time we don't even see them until they've already passed us. And this is by Michael Scheider at Bennett Reality. And concerning the Taurid meteor showers, their appearance appears at a rate of 5 per hour, moving slowly across the sky about 28 kilometers per second, or 17 miles per second, or that's a whopping 65,000 miles an hour. If larger than a pebble, these meteors may become bolides as bright as the moon and leave behind smoke trails. And due to the gravitational perturbations of planets, especially Jupiter, the Taurids have spread out over time, allowing separate segments labeled the northern Taurids and the southern Taurids to become observable. The southern Taurids are active from about September 10th to November 20th, and the northern Taurids are active from about October 20th to December 10th. Essentially, these are two cross-sections of a single broad continuous stream in space. The Beta Taurus and Zeta Perseids encountered by the Earth in June and July are also cross-sections of the stream that approach from the Earth daytime side, and as such cannot be observed visually in the way the nighttime northern and southern Taurids and October-November can. Astronomers Duncan Steele and Bill Napier even suggest that Beta Taurids could be the cause of, as he said, the Tunguska event of June 30th, 1908. The Taurid stream has a cycle of activity that peaks, listen to this, roughly 2,500 to 3,000 years, when the core of the stream passes nearer to Earth and produces more intense showers. And in fact, because of the separate branches, quote unquote, nighttime in one part of the year, daytime in another part of the year, and northern southern in each case, there are two possibly overlapping peaks separated by a few centuries every 3,000 years. The next peak is expected around 3000 AD. The Taurids also have more frequent peaks, which may result from heavier concentration of material in the stream, which only encounter Earth during some passes. Meteor impact on the Moon. The brief flash of light from lunar impact event recorded by NASA scientist Rob Suggs and astronomer Bill Cook, November 7, 2005, while testing a new 10-inch telescope and video camera they'd built to monitor the Moon for meteor strikes. After consulting star charts, they concluded that the impact body was likely part of the torrid meteor shower, and this may be the first photographic record of such a strike, which some witnesses claim to have visually observed on rare occasions. And this is from Wikipedia, torrid. So, okay, the next very big activity will be around 3000 AD. Please leave your comments, and thank you for your support.